Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, I thought we could take a look at some handwriting. That's right, or should I say, look at me, calligraphy. Oh, you guys, I've been wanting to do this video for a while. Her handwriting, I think, is as obnoxious as she is. And I have lots to say about it. I have lots to discuss with you about it, and I can't wait to read your comments on this one. So, just off the bat, she talks about studying calligraphy and using it to, I don't know, pay for things in college and stuff. I can tell you honestly, I won't even say I studied calligraphy. I took some calligraphy back years ago. It did not stick, unfortunately, but I do love it, and I just don't see this as calligraphy. Now, if you get into the actual, I'm not going to bore you with this whole thing, but if you get into the actual definition of calligraphy, it's a Greek word that it's derived from this Greek word that means beautiful writing. It's a visual art related to writing, and it's the design and execution of lettering with a pen, ink brush, or other writing instrument. Actually get into calligraphy, there are about 1 billion types, from cursive script to Japanese calligraphy. I know there's Arab calligraphy, there is, you name it, there's all kinds. There's so many different kinds. It's typically divided into 3 main types: Western, Eastern, and Arabic, and it reflects a certain type of handwriting. Again, I'm not here to define this for you. I just want to set the stage and explain why I don't think her handwriting is calligraphy. When I learned it, it was kind of like this. I still see the flourish in there. Again, I'm not here to define it for you. I'm just showing you more traditional type of calligraphy that when I was learning, I was taught this sort of calligraphy. But let's get into Meghan's sort of, quote, calligraphy. Look at me, calligraphy. All right, here we go. I found this, and if I knew the author, I would absolutely give them credit. There's no author tied to it. I found it in something called Royal Confessions Tumblr. And it says, Meghan isn't a professional calligrapher. Writing in cursive and adding some weird strokes over it doesn't make you a calligrapher. Don't know if she took a course, watched YouTube videos, or what, but if she paid for being taught that, she should ask for her money back. Okay, so here is Meghan's form of calligraphy, and I just wanted to show you some pictures of it and just have a conversation with you about it. And I'm telling you, it's not just because I make those look at me videos, because I do love those so much, but it just screams that to me. When I see this, I think, look at me, calligraphy. It just rhymes so perfect. But no, it's like, look at me with handwriting. That's all I can think. Now listen, I'm no Meghan Markle fan, but I'll tell you, I can admit it's prettier than most people's handwriting. It does make me look at it. I don't think it's the most legible thing I've seen, but I can admit that it's nice and, whatever. But again, not calligraphy. This is, again, I'm no expert, but it just seemed, what I wrote down when I saw this is contrived. That's all I could think of, is this is very contrived. It's manufactured. I mean, to quote Gertrude Stein, there's no there. And Meghan would take that quote and say, to quote Meghan Markle, to quote me, there's no there. No, that's all I could think, is there's no personality to it. It feels like she's acting with her pen. It's painting a picture of what I guess it's, narcissistic behavior, right? It's painting a picture of what they want you to see versus not having, not knowing what's actually in there. But I just keep seeing it, and I'm thinking of her fixed smile and the fakeness that goes with the smiles and the fakeness that goes with staring at Harry the way she does. And that's like the physical form of this handwriting. The thing I'm noticing is it seems to be a placeholder for an actual personality. All the affectations of gazing at Harry and writing like this, it just seems very contrived. It seems very manufactured, fake, inauthentic. It seems like to be just put on. And so I really wonder. I also think when you write like this, it's not natural. It's not free flowing, if you will. You can't just sit down and scribble out something like this. It's obviously everything is planned to every single swoop of the pen and every detail. And by the way, I've never seen swoops like that. I find that very odd. I think it's just fancy cursive at this point. Now, when I was researching this, I found many articles like this. It shows she's desperate to hide her true feelings. That's what I think. It's very controlled. And that's what I mean when I say you can't just sit down and scribble this out. You have to very much control every aspect, every swoop of the pen. And back to those swoops, I don't understand. I don't know what we're looking at here. It's like she learned the flourish technique of calligraphy and then just decided, okay, that's mine now, and just made some cursive and just added this swoop. And it's not really anything, right? Again, it might be interesting to look at, but calligraphy it is not, I don't believe. I have people who do calligraphy. Again, I only took a class, so I'm no expert, but I have people who do calligraphy in the comments. I'm very curious to know your thoughts on this. I see this and I just think, yeah, see, it looks to me, look at the pen swoops there. They look like they're just added on. Not the E part so much, but look at the M's on Meghan Markle. Those swoops look like they're added on after the fact because, well, they are. They don't match the lines exactly. So you're telling me you have to sign your name and then add on those stupid swoops that make your M's look like P's, backward P's? I put this in the category as done for Instagram, right? Where it's like, and I don't really use Instagram, but the people that do things just for the Instagram photos, just for the show of it. That's where we're at with this. She knows that by sending her book with this handwritten note, people will upload it to social media. And while I admit there's probably crazy pressure on anybody in the spotlight from every detail, including handwriting, but I don't believe it. I think it goes, I keep going back to it, it goes with her put on personality and every detail of her being just fake. So when I was putting this together and pulling samples of her handwriting, it all came screaming back to about the handwritten letter she had written her dad and pretended like she wanted to say confidential. You know the one. Dear Daddy. And then, of course, she wanted to be confidential, but she signed it Meghan Markle, as you would to a letter to your dad, right? First and last name. I'm just thinking about it, and I'm thinking, well, okay, back up. When I was doing the research for this, I started thinking about that letter, but then I found this letter I didn't even know about, shared by, again, her dad, Thomas Markle Sr., and it's kind of depressing. It's her writing a letter to her dad, and it's before, and it says, Daddy, because you have always been so generous with me, taken the best care of me, it brings me so much joy to be able to give you this Christmas. I love you to no end, Meg. And I'm sorry that's so depressing because it truly is depressing, but it's just a reminder that even when searching her handwriting, I'm reminded of what a monster she is. But it did remind me of that letter she wrote to her father that got published and then she sued, the whole thing. And it just goes back to, again, I say contrived. It's all contrived from the way she wrote it to the handwriting to the points made within the letter. She knew it would be, shared. She hoped it would be shared. She planned it would be shared. And it was. And then she's like, what? No, that sort of thing. But getting back to the handwriting, it just speaks so much to her personality. It's very controlled. It's very methodical. It's very planned out. So it's your turn. I need to know your thoughts on this subject. I mean, what do you think? Do you like the handwriting? Do you feel like it's contrived as well? Does she just have no personality at all, so she has to steal these things from other people or borrow parts from other people? I don't know. Now, another interesting thing, speaking of when I was doing the research, somebody pointed out that Queen Victoria wrote like this. Now, some people are trying to say, look, she's stealing from Queen Victoria. Maybe she is. I wouldn't put it past her, but I don't so much see the similarities in this. But I would also say this is not calligraphy. This is just cursive handwriting with some flourish. Also, when I was looking up Meghan Markle handwriting, I came across this. You guys, I don't know why, but every time I forget about this, and it just shocks me all over again. Horrendous, right? She didn't decide to do her special calligraphy on the bananas that she wrote for people. And then I found this, I believe it was on the Daily Mail when I was searching Meghan Markle handwriting, and it was interesting to see this because you can see some changes in the handwriting there, and perhaps she scribbled it quick, but it is interesting to see the differences. It's like she forgets which one she's faking, so she gets them confused. And if you wanted to know what Hasnabal's signature looks like, well, there you go. He can't even remember what letters are in his name, so he just kind of does this. Is that calligraphy? I really wanted to make a look at me video out of this, but it's harder to do with handwriting versus quick pictures. But screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's try a quick look at me. Ready? Look at me with my Instagram calligraphy. Ooh. Look at me with my calligraphy. Writing a note to daddy. I'm really not doing that on purpose, but pulling at the heartstrings. Look at me. Can't actually read what this one says. I assume it's a thank you card maybe? Look at me. Took my time on this one and perfected every single swoop because I knew it'd be shared. Look at me. Very painfully stupid book. Look at me. Signature. Look at me. I went weird swoop crazy on this one. Look at me. If I can't get attention any other way, I can with my handwriting. Look at me. My goodness, you guys, dying to know your thoughts on this one. Let me know if you think it's calligraphy or what we're looking at, what's happening here. What is this mess? Messy. It is, right? It's not, I guess it's not messy, but it is kind of hard to read. So I'm going to say messy. Look at me. And calligraphy all in one. It's all in one package. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for being here. As always, definitely check out the merch and check out Patreon. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Aaron and Frank. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Ann M. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you to Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you to Diana. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to Pauline. Thank you to KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Robbins Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Mara. Thank you, Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sand Squid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Domby. Thank you, Android P. Thank you to Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Spectrum Mom. Thank you, Vanessa B. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mimi Heathcote. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to Bree. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to Elvis Rose here on YouTube. Thank you to Lori. Thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Kathy with a C. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Ridley. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donna D. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Chewy. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, 509 Cougs. Thank you, Jagorn. Thank you, BJ. I so appreciate you all. Thank you if you are on the Patreon. Thank you if you're an executive producer. And hey, if you're not, definitely check it out. We have a lot of fun over there. Guys, I hope you have the best day, and I will talk to you again soon. Can't wait to bring you another video like this. Take care. Bye-bye.